In today's Missy Middle, Tash, I wanted to talk about how do you stay afloat? There's a bit of a pun in there because I know that you're a swimmer. But I guess, I mean, life is hard, and what do you do to take care of yourself? So I asked you to think in advance for 3 specific things that that are kind of not just like, you know, a book recommendation or a TV show that meant the world to you, all of which is important.
Yeah.
But just like, I'm really interested in like the really specific mundane things that you do just to kind of keep going and take care of yourself. So,
I love this, and it's something that I've been thinking about a lot because after our tour, I sort of crumbled and really struggled to sort of hold everything.
melted,
dissolved
into the concrete.
Yeah, exactly. But somehow I've managed to peel myself back from that, and I've done that by doing these things that help me stay afloat. I love the pun. Thank you.
So, what is your first little thing that you do to stay afloat?
Well, I'm going to lean into the pun that you've created for me, and it is swimming. But it's not just swimming anywhere, and maybe it's water on a wider sense, but I swim at my local reservoir, which is in Clissold Park in Stoke Newington in London. It's about a 10-minute cycle from my house, and there is something about cycling to the reservoir, locking my bike up outside, walking through out onto the platform and seeing the water. And I take my clothes off as quickly as I can, attach a tow float, which is what you have to wear around your waist, because it's a big body of water and there's lots of lifeguards there. Yeah. And then I walk down the plank and I always dive in. And that is the moment for me, whether it's 5 degrees or 18 degrees. Yeah. I swim all the way through the year, and it's the moment that I dive in and my head goes under the water and my body follows, that I have this very physical reaction where everything just calms and slows down. Like, it's literally a physical sensation. And sometimes I react by bursting into tears.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes I just react by feeling the most alive I've ever felt. Yeah. But there's something about water for me, and I feel it in the sea as well. It has to be sort of like a natural body of water where it allows me to feel held, but where I don't need to do any holding back. And you are literally being suspended in water. The water has you. It's got you. You can float in it. And I think in life we're constantly in dialogue and in connection and reaction and relationships with people. And sometimes I just need to feel held in a way where I don't need to return it back.
That's great.
Yeah.
I guess I feel the same in a forest.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm a small foresty mammal, and I feel the same. That I've not thought of the being held thing before.
What is it about a
holds
forest?
you? Well, I don't know, because it's not actually holding me in a way that water is, like holding you, keeping you afloat. I don't know. Just I don't know. I'm just a tree hugger. Yeah. And a squirrel, you know. So yeah, I just think that, I don't know. It just makes me feel peaceful and calm, and I guess it's a connection with nature that, like, ultimately we all came from nature. I live in a brick building right now, and I'm playing around on my laptop all day. But ultimately, I was a small foresty mammal originally, wasn't I? So, you know,
little hairy
like
guy.
Yeah.
I was reading this book recently, and it was talking about how it can be really hard to access our emotions and feelings in life and in the world. And actually, by connecting to nature, we can find it easier to experience a deeper feeling of whatever we're feeling and process it through our relationship to nature. Yeah. And they spoke specifically about being in a forest and looking up under a canopy of trees and the leaves, and how looking at the leaves in that context has a similar impact to what I'm talking about with the water, which is allowing you to access an emotion through this external connection to nature, which also involves this feeling of being part of something that's bigger. Too.
Yeah. Well, that's your first number one. We've got 5 more to get through. Okay. Should I tell you about my first one?
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
I really like having a well-stocked and tidy food cupboard.
I can actually second that. I have seen your cupboard. Yeah. It is always well-stocked.
Yeah.
And very tidy.
I think I'm not kind of bunkering or whatever. What are these people doing nowadays? Like people who are like preparing for the end of time,
for the Armageddon,
and they're like whether the billionaires who are like making this bunkers in New Zealand or whatever, the like towns underground, or they're just like the sort of like kind of wild people, the mad people who are like stockpiling cans of beans or something for the nuclear holocaust, which I kind of think like on the one hand it makes sense to me, but also like it's probably a waste of time. But like what I have is I like cooking and I like to know that I don't like I don't love like having to like buy ingredients on the day or on the hoof. I like to have things in stock, especially like cupboard ingredients, you know, like sauces, rices, pastas, nuts, beans. And so, I have like a very organized version of that. And so in a way, like if I go and stay somewhere in in another flat or whatever, like on a holiday, and obviously there's nothing there, and like the first thing I want to do is like go shopping and make sure that there's food in the house that I'm staying in, so that I know I've got stuff that I can cook and that I don't have to think. I can think about it now and then it's done, and I don't have to think every day like what am I going to make and what ingredients do I need, and we didn't get ginger, you know. So I like a well-stocked pantry. And actually my friend used to live in a house, my friend Joel used to live in a house in a vicarage that had an actual pantry, like a second like cool. room off the kitchen that was always cold. And my friend Rebecca, their family house that I visited also has like a little pantry room, because it's a very old house and it's not connected to the heating of the house, so it's cool, which is great for storing food, for dried goods.
It brings me back to this idea that you're a squirrel, because actually
coming back to that.
Squirrels in my garden, I have bird feeders, and I saw a squirrel prise open the bird feeder and run off with a fat ball. Now, amazing. A fat ball in relation to a squirrel's size is kind of like a football. I was like, that squirrel's going to get gout. What is it doing? But it makes me think about what you're doing, which is this idea of, and I don't mean stockpiling like we were just being silly about, but it's you creating an environment where you can care for yourself if you need to.
It's a safe space.
It's a safe space.
My pantry cupboard is a safe space. Also, like, I live with two other friends, so we each have our own cupboard for food stuff. And then we have like other cupboards where we share stuff. Like there's a cupboard with condiments and sauces, and obviously the tea and coffee cupboard, and the fridge is, quite mixed. But I have my cupboard, and it is out of the three like the most insanely like well stocked. And I also order loads of muesli ingredients from Holland and Barrett, who, if they wanted to sponsor the podcast, I would give them a good run for their money, because I already spend like half of my income buying like giant bags of nuts and dried fruit, all the different kinds of dried fruit and different kind of flakes and seeds that you can have. And I make my own muesli.
You know what? You've never made this for me. Maybe I could try it sometime.
You'll have to try it,
because I just have Alpen, no added sugar.
Yeah, that's someone who's not done enough reflection in life, honestly, and not done enough muesli motivation.
I need you, Adam. I need you.
What's your other thing that you do to stay afloat?
Yeah, it's kind of similar. I guess we're on a morning vibe here a little bit with the cereal. It's every morning I wake up and I make myself my morning coffee. It's an AeroPress. I freshly grind the beans, and then I drink the coffee looking out of my kitchen, which goes directly onto the garden. And there hanging, I have 2 bird feeders and a little bird house. And I've been living in this place where I live now for 3 years. And so it takes a while to build up a rapport with the, other inhabitants of my neighbourhood. Yeah. But now I have this wonderful collection of birds who are my friends. And yesterday during my morning coffee, I saw a jay. I saw a red great spotted woodpecker. I have the Eurasian blue tits, the great tits, a robin, the pigeon, and a parakeet.
That's great.
It's amazing.
I mean, honestly, to all those absolute losers that say, like, people that live in London don't know anything about nature. Yeah. And, like, you never see any nature. It's like you just put a bird feeder in your garden if you've got a garden, or, like, you can find it.
Yeah, you can also put it on trees on the street and stuff like that. Yeah, and it's really, it makes me feel really happy. And I honestly just, it's such a lovely thing to sort of spend the first thing I do every morning, have my coffee and watch the birds. I feel it makes me feel really connected to the world.
You are one step away from becoming this guy who lives in my neighborhood who like leaves plastic buckets out for the squirrels with like loads of stuff in them, and then he like goes and checks them regularly, and then he also he's got a very special relationship with the ravens, and I don't know how he's cultivated the thing with the ravens, but like he's quite amazing, this guy. I don't know him, but I just see him outside my house all the time, and I'll have to speak to him one day. But he wears like very skinny trousers, jeans or black, denim jacket or a black jacket, and usually like a black hat, and he's got long hair. And it's ravens or crows, I can never tell the difference. But anyway, the big black shouty birds. And he, like, somehow they all come to him, and he goes, he like feeds them, and he'll like, I feel like he has conversations with them.
Yeah, I mean, I am actually wearing all black today.
You are.
And I've taken my hat off.
So you're one step away from being this guy.
Ravens are bigger than crows.
Okay.
So it's probably.
But I'm going to know the difference if there's two of them next to each other, and then I can tell which one's which.
I love this. Honestly, I just think there's something in the birds. A friend of mine said to me, I feel like one day I'm going to turn up at your house and it's just going to be completely full of birds.
Full of birds, yeah. That's true.
Maybe I will become a bird.
Well, this is connected to my second one, which is not dissimilar, actually, which is that, as you know, my flat is on a square, and in the middle of that square is a communal garden for everyone that lives on that square. And it's closed right now for maintenance because they're letting the grass grow, and it's getting really big. I feel like I'm gonna when they open the gate and I get unleashed back in there, it's gonna feel like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, because the grass is gonna be so big.
I actually loved watching that film when I was younger.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it?
It's so good. That deserves a rewatch.
Yeah, let's bring it back. No, so I have this like communal garden, and now is the time of year where I can go out with a cup of coffee. It's often at breakfast time, and I take my tray. I load up my tray with my muesli, and maybe not my coffee, because I tend to wait later on into the morning to have my coffee, but I do have fresh orange juice. So I go into the garden and sit on the bench in the garden. So the bench gets covered in bird shit, so I have to take out a picnic blanket and cover the bench with a picnic blanket first, so I have something to sit on, so I don't get covered in bird shit, and then sit there. And then you've got all these people. The square where I live is like a bit of a thoroughfare for foot traffic and bikes. Yeah. And there's people on their way to work in the morning. And I'm sitting there, not on my way to work because I don't have a job. And I'm watching them go past. And I'm also, experiencing the trees and the birds. And it's just a moment of peace at the beginning of the day.
I love that. And actually, so many people wake up and they just jump in the shower, they get ready to go, and then they go to the...
And I have to do that many days as well, for one reason or another. Or like I do that and I jump into my desk, which is in my bedroom, but like I have to start working straight away because there's a reason.
Yeah, our commutes are really short, aren't they?
Yeah. And some days you just have to start working straight away or whatever, or you have to run off somewhere. But where you can... just taking that time.
Totally. And it reminds me of my final one.
Oh, yeah.
Which is to go on, like this morning, before we got to the studio, I went for a walk on the marshes, which is really near to where I live. I live in Clapton in London. And I just love walking along the marshes. It feels like you're in much further nature than you are already. But I usually listen to like NTS, breakfast show, and let my brain play and just daydream. And I've realised now that my brain needs to daydream, and it needs to be able to go off in all of its different directions and be really playful. And maybe playful is the third thing that I can sort of bring in to help me stay afloat. And it's that ability to play in your own brain with yourself, but then also with your friends. And there's nothing that makes me feel more love in the world than just like having a really good laugh and has silly time with friends. I think it's something really amazing about it.
So you sort of snuck a fourth one in there, actually.
I know I did.
Because it started off with the walking and then it went to friends, which is all fine. You can't have enough things to help you stay afloat. There's a good album that just dropped that could be for your morning listen.
Yeah, what is it?
It's the debut solo album by Olaf Dreyer, who is one half of The Knife and worked with on Fever Ray Records as well. And and he's a great DJ, and his first full solo album is out, and it's very playful and good to listen to.
Thanks, Adam.
I listened to it this morning.
Okay, great.
On my walk. My final one is what I do at Christmas time as a freelance sado. Is that, because I used to work in offices, I used to work in companies, and there would be these like organised Christmas parties at Christmas time, or sometimes in the middle of the year as well. There'd be like a spring or summer party.
We usually have a Christmas drink, don't we?
We've had an Aunt Nell Christmas drink, but then I also, you just get so tired at the end of the year, and you just get like, okay, God, all these things that I've done through my work, this year. Yeah. And then you just kind of, it's not even celebrating. You just want to, I don't know, like mark it somehow. And so what I normally do is plan to go on an afternoon close to Christmas to go see a film in the afternoon on like a weekday. Yeah. And normally I get to know, if it's an Avatar year, then I know I'm going to go see Avatar. And last year was an Avatar year because I think they've got like 17 films planned.
Oh my God.
So that's like the rest of my working life.
Yeah, okay.
Sorted.
You're sorted.
Like every 3 years there'll be an Avatar film for me to go see at Christmas time on a Wednesday afternoon before Christmas. I'm not going to go. I don't really care about Christmas films, Christmas themed films. It doesn't have to be that.
Yeah, okay.
It's not Christmas themed at all. I don't really care for Christmas, as you know.
What's your birthday?
It is my birthday. But it's going to the cinema, and more often than not, I will go get a KFC. Vegans can come for me.
Yeah, I'm vegetarian, by the way.
Well, that's fair. But yeah, I'll go and get a KFC, or I'll sneak one in to the pictures.
How do you sneak a KFC?
We actually don't need
cinema?
to sneak into the pictures, but like you just put it in your pocket, don't you? Just
a
wrap. But no, I'd rather eat separately and then go into the cinema and take my chocolate bar.
Yeah. I love that for you. That's great. I don't like KFC. Not really my vibe, but I do like going to the cinema. Yeah. And I like going to cinema on my own, actually. Yeah. And it reminds me of how I went to see The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of weekends ago on my own, and treated myself to a glass of red wine.
Oh, wow.
And I fell asleep.
Yes. Well, someone told me that it's like 5 hours long, so
I can't tell you.
Yeah, you were asleep the whole time. You just got cleared out at the end with all the popcorn. A couple of years ago, when it was my Christmas party for myself, I went to see. It wasn't an Avatar year, so I went to see a re-release of Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh, wow.
By Stanley Kubrick, which is a Christmas movie because the parts of it take place at Christmas.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I think that's why they re-released it.
The test of time?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. It's one of the best films
I haven't seen it in years, but I should watch that.
It's absolutely one of the best films ever.
Great. So that's
so good.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids
and
Eyes Wide Shut.
Wide Shut. Two ends of the spectrum. But yeah, Eyes Wide Shut is an amazing film. And I saw it in the cinema again, and it was just so good. And it definitely bears rewatching. It's just sort of so interestingly, morally ambivalent, and I love that. And I it's an antidote to a trend in filmmaking that tells you, and stories actually, that's kind of telling you what the moral of the story is and what you should think. And this is kind of like deliciously ambiguous, and Nicole Kidman knows everything.
I love it. Makes me think of Pillion as well, which does that really
also
well.
a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It is a Christmas movie.
My favourite Christmas movie is Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh,
but
God.
I've seen that like over 1,000 times.
We're going to have to do another episode on that because we actually should, because I've never watched it.
It's a problem.
And I know it's your favourite film, so we have to do that. Well, this was great. These were six, the 6 things that we do to stay afloat. So that was fun to hear yours.
Also, I've got another one, which is a bonus one for both of us.
Oh.
Dancing,
yeah, that's true.
I think there's so much joy in dancing, especially in your kitchen.
It's true. I did some silly dancing on Saturday night. I was in the pub, my local gay pub, The Rising, with some friends, and 4 of them happened to all be wearing a white T-shirt, so they looked like a boy band.
Amazing.